Okay, today I am going to tackle this subject that I just keep having, this conversation. It's driving me mad. I feel like I'm just constantly crushing dreams at the moment. So what's been happening is, typically, it's a new build house. And in that application of this new build house that somebody is building, they've put in warrants for a garage or an outhouse or a workshop or whatever, right? And then they've come to us afterwards. So this is after everything's been approved, they've got the permission and they've got their warrant, and then they come into us and they say, can you build it? And I say, it'll be £1 million. And it's not what anybody wants to hear, and it's just driving me nuts because there's absolutely no need for it. So I understand that instructing an architect and an engineer and submitting building control, all of that is expensive, laborious, detailed, and you feel compelled to believe that that is what you now have to do. But you don't. You have householder planning rights for a reason. So you can have whatever structure you want under 30 square meters in your garden without a building warrant. Now, planning permission deal with the aesthetics, so that's everything to do with how the building looks and the impact it might have on the environment. If you are listed or conservation, it's likely that you will need to seek permission for that, but that's not an issue here. Planning permission is very straightforward, very simple. They just want your money and want you to wait 8 weeks before you can do it, and that's it, it's fine. In fact, we have, I think, something like a 98.9% success rate with all our applications that we submit. So why is it that over 30 square meters becomes such an issue? Well, the main factor here is that when the engineer and the architect are having a conversation without the person that's actually building it, then what they specify is what's been warranted. So there are many ways to bake a cake. And if the architect and engineer want to build it like this and want it to be designed like this, but that is absolutely nothing like what Gillies and Mackay do for their building control compliance specification and their designs, then we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a situation where the costs for the building are going to far outweigh the scope and the budget that you're anticipating. So why not get the conversation right from the start? First things to consider, open your mind to the possibility that this structure does not need to be over 30 square meters. There is something about us as humans that we need organisation. We love to put things into boxes, we love nifty storage units, we like to label things, even our underwear drawer. You can thank Mary Kondo for that one, but she is right, this is what we do as humans. And when we have too much space, we'll just fill it with shite. That's what we do. Just becomes a dumping ground. So what you've got to really think about is the functionality of this space, because I can guarantee it, if you're not housing a warship, it's likely that there's going to be multiple use here. So it might be for the car, but it might also be for doing up the motorbike, it might be a workshop area, it might be storage, it might be garden equipment, it could be anything. And there'll be multiple things that it's used for. So if you think about it in that sense, then how about we separate the area? Because as soon as we come under 30 square meters, everything becomes so much more easier and so much less expensive. Building control are fascinated with groundworks and drainage. That's their thing, they love it. So you can see your whole project cost escalate massively just based on groundworks and drainage. In some cases, we've seen the groundworks and the drainage outweigh the cost of the actual building, which of course inevitably just sets it off against this project isn't going to be able to go ahead. And that's not what we want. What we want is to be able to come up with an idea and a plan that works for you long term in terms of the longevity of the building and how it functions, as well as actually being in scope, price, budget wise. And we can do this. We can do this together, but the conversation needs to start early, well before any architect or engineer. And that is in the case of if you do want over 30 square meters, that's okay. Just make sure the conversation's the right way around. So speak to us first and we will provide the guidance. That's why at Gillies Mackay, all of our big buildings come with project management. So this is in our remit. We can do this together, but we need to find out what is the best option for you. And 9 times out of 10, it's not a building that's over 30 square metres that costs in excess of 60, 70, 80, 90,000 pounds. That's not okay. So let's get it right from the start. Please, if you have any questions about your own project that is on the brink of turning over the 30 square metres, speak to us first and we can get a better plan in place for you.